So good morning. Hopefully the light works in here. We had a little bit of this studio is very bright, so we had a little bit of a challenge with the sunset last night. But I think Tracy, who is every day becoming more and more tech savvy, I hear she's got her resume out to a whole bunch of networks now on the production crew. She knows so much about this stuff, you can't believe it. But I guess in Vancouver, British Columbia, we've been enjoying a little bit, so Veronica and Joan, you can relate to this. We've been enjoying a little bit of, I guess, unreality in all of this thing where I could still go out on the mountains anyway here in our hometown. And as of yesterday, I don't know if everybody knows this, BC parks are closed. I think you probably do know. But not everyone knows how much the land boundaries crisscross over all our favorite routes, right? So one of the things is, for example, everybody who's still been mountain biking, you can't actually get near to the trailheads officially. A lot of places. Of course, parking lots and things closed. So even though people were riding alone, now they're really discouraging being out there. Cypress as well, in our backyard here, so Joan knows this climb, Veronica maybe not, a couple of others of you from further afield maybe not. So we have one mountain in our backyard here, has a great road for training, riding up. I know everyone was enjoying getting rides up there without a lot of cars, but now they've closed that off. So don't plan, even though you're on your own, don't plan to go riding up Cypress anymore, because that is closed to all of us. So anyway, here we are. I was actually going to go out for a little mountain bike ride this afternoon to get my daily dose of fresh air. I hope you guys are all doing that as well. And not going to be a mountain bike ride. The other day up at Whistler, I went out for a ride on the Valley Trail. That's our little community path that goes around the town. And my big gnarly mountain bike challenge is to try and get through all the snowy bits. And you know what I always say to you guys? Light on the handlebars, let your front wheel move around, don't death grip. Really good practice for that. If you can keep your bike going in a straight line when you're riding on the snow, it's snow, mud, all those things. Really good for your bike skills. So I don't know who's been checking into social media, but I get a lot of cycling stuff and all kinds of things around the world, good amusement, but also kind of good stuff for your bike savvy. Seen a couple of people riding around their backyards, up and down little sets of stairs. Hi! I can't see which one that is, Willa. Come on, where's your bike? Hi there. But yeah, just working on I know some of you riding on the road and the mountain bike struggle with switchbacks, for example. And one thing you can do is try and ride tight little circles around your backyard or just close to the house, whatever. Do something for your skills. So because we can't ride Cypress, if you're living here, and everyone else restricted wherever you are, we're going to just work on a couple of simulated climbs on not a steep pitch, so this isn't going to be a strength workout. We're going to be working, hi Sherry, you got all your stuff figured out. Sherry has SRMs and Garmin's and playlists and all kinds of things. Anyway, good to see you, Sher. So we're just easy. What's that?
I get so much technology, computer, SRM.
Yes, I know. Exactly. Okay, everybody mics off now, just so that you know how this system works. You keep jumping into the forefront if it hears noise from any of you. So you must be quiet. Other than breathing really hard. Totally good with you breathing really hard. So we're gonna do a couple of climbs today where we're not on a super steep pitch, not strength efforts. And we've got a little bit extra time this morning. Just as a reminder to everybody, we're just gonna go through perceived effort again. And that'll be the main first part of our warm-up. So I think everybody's on now. Tracy is gonna put the workout up on the chat. I think you've seen that before. It appears, when you click on it, it appears on the side of your screen. If you're on a smaller device, it'll pop up in the middle. Do not despair. I will cue you through it anyway. And we're gonna do 2 pitches of a climb, starting at a very, very gentle grade, bringing it up to be harder at the top, so steeper, and a lower cadence, and a little bit harder effort. And then after that, we're gonna do a little interactive piece, because I think we all need a bit of group riding. So we're just gonna do something that requires your participation, even just a little bit. Make you think, make you look, make you plan. So we'll do that at the end. Right now, everybody's pedaling. I think just to revisit it every time, when I talk perceived effort, it's not zones. It's a scale of 1 to 10. And then if you were to think of doing like a power start or a full-on sprint, I'm gonna suggest that's over 10 out of 10. So 11 out of 10, whatever. You say it's impossible. Well, it isn't impossible. The scale is based on an aerobic scale, and the little bit after that that you can do, and all of you can, is anaerobic. We're not doing any of that today, but anaerobic is where arguably we can call it 11 out of 10 because you're not breathing, so it doesn't last for very long, right? For the purposes of this, let's say 10 would be your, it'll vary a little bit for all of you. 30 seconds, a minute, 90 seconds is what you can handle. And then we'll work back from that. So when we're talking about 8 out of 10, that we do a lot. Those of you who know with power, relate it to your 85%. And those of you who don't, think of it as where lactic acid is coming into your body. You're feeling that tightness, starting to take a little bit of control. It's because you don't have enough oxygen to be clearing it out. We're out of those kind of ranges of our aerobic. And so that's where we're building your ability to push through that mentally and physically. And that's gonna allow you to hold that kind of an effort for longer. 8 out of 10, I would expect for you guys from a 15-minute maximum is how long you could hold that kind of effort, if you think about something like that, to higher level elite is more like 20-ish, possibly 20 and a bit. I know Zach Bell, one of our Olympians, had some pretty crazy numbers. So it is possible, but we're saying around 15 minutes. 7 out of 10, hard as you can go for an hour, FTP. 6 out of 10, still putting words together. All right, group ride, not like soft pedaling at all, definitely aerobic, but 6 out of 10 is where you can ride for quite a long time. Okay, it's somewhere under, obviously it's in between 55% and 70. And then when we get below that, which we are now, I hope, for everybody, 5 out of 10, aerobic, and that's definitely kind of the pace you can ride all day. And below that is really just active recovery to recovery, full recovery. So right now, full recovery is where we've been, and we're gonna bring it up to 6 out of 10. Sorry, so let's start at 5 out of 10. If you're not there, it's not gonna hurt you if you already are. Your preferred cadence 90 to 100. I'm a little high. I've been very proud of myself because over the years doing all of this work, I've gravitated towards a comfortable 100 cadence. I used to be a big gear masher, but I'm going to drop it just a little bit, and we're going to bring up the gear to our 5 out of 10. One more minute here, and then we're going to move on a little bit harder, a little bit harder. Feel how you're feeling for the day. The other thing when we're doing this as well is if you are using numbers, don't despair, especially in the warm-up. If you're feeling, oh my gosh, I'm going that easy. I feel like I'm going way harder. Let yourself warm up and get into it. I'm going to ask for fans and a towel because I'm starting to feel like I'm in Bikrams. For all of you as well, don't think that buckets of sweat is the optimal way to be doing this. You want to be as cool and as cooling as you can to get good quality. Aside from when you're training for something in the heat, that's a whole different thing. Last year, thanks Trace. Last year, we went to France to do a bunch of mountain climbs, and it was that period of time, I know Joan and Veronica can relate to this, where it was 38 to 41 degrees every day going through these passes. And I'm going to say I was thankful for all the rides that I did in my leg warmers and my extra jackets all winter and spring, because you know I do that. Get to strip that off. Feel like you did some heat training. Okay, increase the gear now. 6 out of 10. Bring it up. Hold the cadence. All right, just a little mention on this while we're still breathing and talking. I do work on playlists for you guys, and there is a playlist, public playlist on Spotify called LT Day Riding. I configure it to go with the workout, but obviously if you have your own completely different taste in music than what I have on there, even though I try and mix it up in the genres, if you have it in completely different kind of taste, go with your own, of course, but there's some good, mostly it's alternative, it's rock, it's whatever. So try that out, and I'll cue you when we get to the main efforts, especially where I've timed it to make it work with what we're doing in the workout. Okay, increasing the gear now. Bring it up. 7 out of 10 feeling. A little bit more. Holding the cadence. As we increase, now we're starting to get to a little bit comfortably uncomfortable. So I like to call it. Do a little check. Relax your face. Shoulders down. None of this. Especially when we sit inside, people have a tendency to do this. I want you to think like you're on your bike. Might be a while before we do a lot on our bike. Bringing it down. Tight core. That's the base of your pedal stroke. Pistons going around. Have a quick look down at your knees. If they're tracking forward, going where you want to go. Ankles with some, I don't know, plie. Letting your feet move around. Nice, steady position on the pedals. That's your power position. 30 more seconds like this, and then I'm going to have you bring it up to 8 out of 10, which is no longer comfortably uncomfortable. It's more just getting uncomfortable. We'll just do that for a little bit to feel it. Remember the head hanger downers. I can see ya. I want you to practice while we're doing all this. Bring yourself up. It brings everything up. Open. Able to breathe. Okay, bring that gear up now. Up, up. 8 out of 10. Just for a minute. Just over 45 seconds. Pulling through and back. Bottom of the pedal stroke. Up and around the back of the circle. Everybody can punch down. Nice smooth circles, guys. Relax. 30 more seconds. Really good, everyone. A little bit more, you can feel your breathing start to increase. Legs maybe start to get a little bit of tightness. We don't want to go too far into that. We're going to save that for later. In 5, 3, 2, 1. Release the gear. Nice smooth pedaling. As high a cadence as you feel like the blood's being moved properly around and out of your muscles, making them tight. Good, we're gonna do another exercise. On that Spotify list, there's about 25 minutes total in the warm-up kind of repertoire of music. We're gonna do a little bit of leg speed. So now, just how to revisit to what our warm-up or what our perceived effort zones are, those of you not using numbers. I think this is a really good exercise as well for all of us not having numbers. When I coached the other day at Whistler, I had no computer or anything on my bike, and it's good. It's a good way to get into your body and what you're doing and not so much into gravitating towards looking all the time. How many people have I seen going by in the Fondo or whatever, staring at their computer, just about ready to crash? Okay, so light cadence and find your gear. I want you under your 50% number or under 5 out of 10. We're gonna do one little set, all at 105 cadence, which I consider, no, it is actually from testing, the top end flat road cadence. For some of us, it's gotten pretty comfortable. Some riders are still struggling to get there. We're just teaching ourselves a little bit of fluidity, smooth pedal stroke, and you can do this outside when we eventually get outside as well. On a downhill, keeping your gear where you're having to kind of keep up to it as opposed to pushing against it. So you can do it for real through when we do get out and we're on our bikes, keeping up our drills, okay? 105. We're gonna hang out here for 90 seconds. Just make sure there's not a lot of resistance. Get into the zone of this. And what I want you to think about at 105 is just riding along a nice, flat farm road out in the meadows. And we're gonna think smooth, right? Just the rhythm. Bring the shoulders down again. Another whole minute here. Quick look down. And let's try and hold it for a whole minute. You should be really pretty familiar with this cadence. Follow my legs, or I used to count. Back when I trained in my basement with nothing, I just counted 15 seconds at a time. Count your cadence. 30 more. Right here, you can sneak a look if you want. I've dropped to 104. Figure that's okay. We'll just hold on to this. If you're a little bit side to side, take this opportunity to hold this steady and just think about forward on that farm road. Just over 5 seconds. Still at 104, 105, in 3, 2, Back off, back to whatever your comfortable cadence is. When I talk about preferred cadence, 90 to 100 is where I prefer you to be. No, just learning that as an efficient cadence, wherever you gravitate there. All right, winding it up again, same gear, same effort, 110. Now we're overreaching, same thing, 90 seconds. Start winding it up. Follow my leg speed if you like, your computer if you like, counting if you like. 110, you know that's about 27 revolutions every 15 seconds. Good guideline. All right, 90 seconds. Once you see your number, try and get into the feel and the rhythm. We're right there, 110. Just over a minute to go. Don't sweat the little bits. Just the general feel. Overreaching, remember? Not where we'd ride necessarily on that farm road. Maybe if we were on a fixed gear, couldn't actually change gears. Right here, a little bit more than 30 seconds. Hold on to it. Oops, 111. Good, relax those shoulders, it'll help. Quiet upper body. We use a little more physicality, obviously, on the mountain bike or on the cyclocross or gravel bike in kind of a range. But in general, it's all the same. Strong in here, relaxed up here. Always ready for anything that's going to happen. Last 10. 3, 2, and relax. Back to a comfortable cadence. Okay, this next one, a little bit hard. If you're over geared, you're not going to get to it. 115. So make sure your gear is light enough. You're tracing the pedals around with a connection to the pedals, not just air. Same time, if you can't get it turned over, you're not going to be able to get to this high leg speed. In 15 seconds, winding up to 115. Ask some of our trackies what cadence they ride, say the team pursuit at, and they'll tell you, like Jasmine Blaster said, oh, I'm a real gear masher. I ride 117. Not so for most of us. Okay, 115. Hanging out here. I know this is the limit of where I feel really comfortable at all. Still got a little bit over a minute to go. Try not to start bobbling around. Around 28 pedal strokes every 15 seconds if you're doing it that way. Using my leg speed as a guide. 45 to go. We're activating neuromuscular. Gina would laugh at how hard I feel like this is. Okay, we got some messages coming up. I'll get Tracy to have a look. 15 more seconds. 10. Really nice. 3, 2, and let it go. Good. Okay, easy for a bit here. Hi, Tracy. You might as well put your face in so everyone can see you. Tracy has become my significant other. She sees her husband, not as much as me. I see you guys, not as much as Tracy. Okay. Okay, if anybody's having a problem with the main things you need to be having, not your legs, not, oh, my legs hurt, then use the chat, okay? Just, instead of having it to everyone, just click on to TaG Cycling. That'll go to Tracy, and she can solve your problem. A little bit of stretch, everybody. One of the reminders here, you are on an indoor bike, maybe less familiar than our bikes. So just remember, even if I don't cue you, if you need to be stretching and moving around a little bit, do so, okay? Don't want you to get uncomfortable, feel like it's more of an effort than it needs to be. Okay, we're gonna do, as we have in the chat, I'm gonna just take you through this quickly. We're gonna do 2 climbs of 15 minutes. And they're not at a ballistic effort. They're around your hour power, but building. So we're gonna start out, let's say we're heading towards, maybe it's the Cypress First Lookout for those of you who are from here. Trying to think, I don't know where you are in California, but there's lots of similar examples. But what we're gonna do here is start out with a 4-minute at our 7 out of 10, 75%. We're gonna have a break for 2 minutes at 50%, 5 out of 10. Meaning, you don't wanna blow yourself up in that first part. 4 minutes, 2 minutes, backing it off, 3 minutes, and then 2 minutes backing it off, 2 minutes, where we're going to come up to a higher effort, and your last minute higher still, as though we're cresting. In each of these, and I'll cue you, we're going from a pretty high cadence in the beginning. So we're really envisioning that we're maybe going along a gorge, 2%, 1% in a group. And we're going into the climb for the last 3, 2, 1. Where the grade gets steeper, we'll drop our cadence, 90, and then 80, and then 80 for the top. This is a good little play around your lactic threshold. Excuse me. And you're pushing it up a few times, bringing in that effort so that we're playing around increasing your ability to hang out at that level. All right? We're going to get into the first one here in just under a minute. These, starting like I said, 105 cadence is where I'd like you to be, 100 to 105. So find that right now in your easy gear. Start bringing some gear in so that you're not going from nothing, which is where we've been hanging out in this recovery. Start bringing it up to 5 right now. You have 30 seconds. You're going to be ultimately going into the base of this climb at your 7 out of 10 or 75%. On the playlist, if you're using it, go down to just after a Queen song called Don't Stop Me Now. There's a good kind of rotation of longish pieces that you can always click forward, but I've segmented it so that you'll get something there. And I think the first song might be Dance Yourself Clean. Whatever, song 11. Okay? And we're into the bottom of the climb now. 100, 105 cadence, 75%. Little reminders here, relax your shoulders. I like to cue countdowns, thinking in little bite-sized pieces. Helps me. I'm a little bit under, so I'm gonna bring up my gear. Trying to be with you and doing it by feel as well. Okay? We're into this first part. I'll tell you when we're at 30 seconds. Hold that cadence. Trace? There's a sheet in my bag, a written sheet right on the top. Okay guys, over 30 seconds now, actually at 45. Feel a little bit in the legs, but we're still at a nice cadence. I'll move my towel, you can see my legs. Good. I did it by memory, I got the right song. Dance yourself clean, LCD sound system, it's a good long one. Get you through this. All right guys, coming in to 90 seconds pretty soon here. Relax, looking up the road. That's good, Greg. I see your eyeballs. He's looking at you. All right, over 90 seconds. Used to think, and I know a lot of you have ridden in Europe, even if you haven't been there, there's some of these beautiful roll-ins to climbs, quite often along a gorge, gentle grade. Before you turn, just like we did at the Tourmalet this year, you turn and you're suddenly on a proper hill. So right now we're enjoying the feel of rolling along in a big group. Nice cadence, getting ourselves ready for that pitching, almost at 2.5 minutes. Awesome job, you guys. Stay positive. Your numbers aren't making you happy. Turn that stuff over. And just feel the energy of everyone around you. Even if you're in a little square, looking at each other, still pretty awesome. I can recognize a lot of you, even just by your body language. That's 3 minutes. Saying the other day, when I commentate for things like World Championships and Olympics, suddenly everyone you watch all year is wearing a different outfit. What really helps if you have an idea what they actually look like on the bike, maybe their cadence tendencies, the way they use their hands, where they are on the handlebars. Okay guys, 30 seconds. Holding that 7 out of 10. Holding that 100 to 105. Group speed at your FTP. Just over 10. Good, Sarah. Saw that head hanging down there. All right, we're getting into a little bit of a respite here. Back it off. 2, 1, 50% though. Okay? Now, ride at your preferred cadence. 50%. 5 out of 10. Over the second minute, you should be able to bring it down. Heart rate comes down. Legs clear a little bit. Ride your bike. Try and get back to that riding position. Stand up if you need to though. That's okay. We're going into more of the incline in 1 minute. Hold on to this 50%. 5 out of 10. Let the ankles move. Stay relaxed. I'm still riding about the same cadence, but that's kind of because it's my preferred cadence. And like I said, proud I eventually developed that. It only took me about 30 years. 30 more seconds. We're turning off the gorge. It's still not steep. but it's a little steeper. You're still at 75%, but you're generating it at a lower cadence. Start bringing the cadence down if you're over 90. Click on that Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer. 90 cadence. Back to your 75. In 2, 1, up, up. First time, looking at the road, pitching up now. "30 seconds. Get into this rhythm. Ankles. Let those strong feet pull you around, holding on to this effort level. Nicely done. 60 seconds. Still feels nice and steady. On the tops, opportunity to play with your hand position, right? On the tops, like I ride a lot. Longer climbs. On the hoods, keep this space open. Don't round your back as you're going harder. Don't turn into a turtle. Halfway, guys. And eyes up. It's going to start pitching up. If you're thinking of Cypress, there's a pitch after the first switchback. It suddenly gets a little steeper. We've got that ahead. Or many European villages, you come out of them into a pitch. Get ready for that. You're gonna have a little break before though. Hold on to this. Nice efficient cadence. Breathe. Good job, everyone. Keep that core tight. You're at 90 cadence for another 15 seconds. We're getting a little switchbacky break. But we're going to 50%. 5 out of 10. In 2, 1, preferred cadence. Good, recover, recover. Soon as you can breathe. Message from Nikki. Soon as you can breathe. I'm going back to that 100 plus. %. Recover, recover. Get a drink in. This is our nice steady state climb. We can't really get out and do right now. 1 minute. When we were in Europe last year, our Tourmalet day was kind of our off day because we were going to watch the stage. But it was almost 40 degrees, and I failed to realize how hard it is to ride up the Tourmalet for 20 kilometers with all your beer and wine and lunch in a backpack on your back. So it wasn't actually that easy. We only got to 22K before they turned us around. Too many people. 15 seconds, okay? Bring your cadence down to 8-0. We're coming out of that little village, or we're turning off the first switchback if you're on Cypress. We're going up to a steeper pitch, around 6%, and you're gonna bring it in to your 85% number. 80 cadence. In 2, 1. Throw on that Bad Guy song. Billie Eilish, it's always a good one. This kind of rhythm. And let's get it in there. Good job, come on. Still in control, still holding it up from here. Strong through the feet, heads up. Coming out of that village. Nice, you guys, 85%. Not easy. Crisp climbing cadence now. Follow my legs. Right at 83. Cheating a little bit. Not really cheating. In around 80 RPM. Fine. Good, you guys. Another minute. If you're a heavy breather like me, use it to help you with your mantra, your rhythm. Don't worry about it. Don't stifle yourself. No one cares. Almost at 30 seconds to go. Pick a landmark. Pick something up ahead of you. You want to make it there, you're going to get a little break. There's that switchback. That's our landmark. Come on, guys, smooth circles. Keep them smooth. Another 15 seconds, a little bit less. You're going to go right into that recovery because it's a short one. Got to make full use of it. 3, 2, 50%. Back off the gear. Bring up the cadence. This is your pitch for the top. After this minute. 50%, hold on to it. This is not a full recovery. This is a sustained 15 minutes. Hold that rhythm. You got there quickly. Last pitch is gonna come up really quickly here. We're gonna drop our cadence again. And this is a big 1 minute push. Over your 85%. As close to 9 out of 10 as you can. This is the top. 80 cadence. Bring the gear in. Going in 10. Come on, guys, get that gear. 5, 2, 1. Come on. 80 cadence. Turn it around. Come on, this is your commitment. Over the top. Awesome job. Come on, strong through the feet. Strong through the feet. If you're thinking of a group, trying to stay with, you're just telling your legs, shut up legs of it right now. 30 seconds. Come on. Push, 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 push. I can see you all. Come on. Breathe. Stand if you like, over the top. 10. Awesome job, come on. Last few seconds. 3, 2, and over the crest. Good, back it up. Whew. Good job, guys. Bring some gear in. Riding at a 2 out of 10 is fine. Give yourself a proper little bit of recovery. Everybody looked really good. How is it? All right, one of these? Good? I think one of the things that it's really important to learn to be steady and controlled, show a bit of patience, some of those long segments at the bottom, working at a good high capacity, but you have lots of room, right? You know what I mean when I say room? You have a little bit of a push, you're in a group ride, you're doing a mass participation ride, whatever it is. You just have a bit of room. You maybe just need a little bit of room. You're on a mountain bike climb, getting near the top. You've been going at a pretty good even effort, and then suddenly there's an extra steep pitch or some terrain that you have to put a bit of punchiness into. So you need to be able to have room. Actually, when we did a lot of training on the mountain bike during my World Cup days, there were some really, really steep, really technical climbs that we did. You're gonna get another best part of a minute and a half recovery. And one of the things that you learn to do is when it's super technical, you can see you've got something up ahead, you want to try and stay on your bike, it's already quite a lot of pressure against the pedals, you're starting to get to, I've showed you that before, where you feel like you're just about done, going in a minute. And then you just got that extra little bit, you kind of back off, you just give yourself a little bit of a couple deep breaths, and then you're able to push and get over a section. A little bit of a art. I used to watch people on the mountain bike when they're new, just try and hammer into everything and pray that momentum is gonna work, but it quite often doesn't. You wanna learn, it's pedal stroke again. You need to have that good, even pressure, consistency around every turn, so you've got your maximum power. 30 seconds, okay? Back to the bottom, back to that nice gorge. Find yourself over 100 cadence, 100 to 105. Bring some gear in. Start to bring it up to 5. And then very quickly after that, bring it in to 7 out of 10, 75%. Good habits, remember. There's a song by Deadmau5 called See Ya. We'll get you through this effort. And then you can keep running it from there on the Spotify. In 2, 1, settle in, 75%. Don't overgear in the bottom. Focus on that leg speed. We're back in that beautiful gorge. Did a quick little loop around the back, going up again. Even if we're not on a beautiful gorge, we're on Cyprus. We take it a bit for granted here in Vancouver, but that view you look out at is second to not a lot. Pretty spectacular. So we can even envision we're on the bottom there before we turn up. Over a minute done. Hold on to the cadence. Eyes up, remember. Relaxed upper body. Already at 90 seconds in. Really good, you guys. When you're holding a rhythm like this, pick something to focus on. Maybe just right now, your face. Relax. Deep breath, in and out. Lock into that cadence. 100 to 105. I'm trying to see everybody's legs. Got some people out of the picture. I know, you put your bikes that way. Over 2 minutes now. Keep it smooth. Back to the head. I saw a girl yesterday carrying a bag of carrots down the street or walking with them on her head. Made me think we should have a class where I put something on your heads. See how still we can keep those heads. I know Greg would fail. He'd have them dropped off on the floor in like 5 seconds. 3 minutes in. All right, just hold on to the cadence. You could do this for an hour, remember, at this pace. Only doing it 15 minutes. But we're bringing in those hard pieces at the end. Really good, everyone. Behind me, we have Paris-Roubaix that I'm not going to get to go to this year because it's not on, of course. But my favorite rider, one of my favorites, riding, Tom Boonen. Show him, he's just like a rock with his perfect pedal stroke. Former world champion. 5 seconds, guys. Really good. You're going to get to drop the cadence. For most of you, that's what you're looking for right now. In 2, 1, switch back, 50%. We are not sitting up and taking full recovery. All right, stay on this. This is your real good aerobic endurance kind of zone. It is a zone. And really good for your development. We did some short, spicy efforts this week as well. Another way to build the mitochondria by recruiting a different system. Still stimulates what we're trying to do. All right, another minute. We're going to be dropping the cadence to 90. A lot more comfortable for everyone. The effort load, turning off that gorge, remember, into the actual climb again. Coming around the corner at the bottom of Cypress if you're there, where it just starts to pitch up. Callahan, about in the middle. Trying to think where the pitches are. Pitches at the bottom there, like the hard one. So we're past that, okay? Not on that nasty, steep, first 500 meters, kilometer. Oh, Callahan, okay, 15 seconds, 90 cadence. Bring it down, 90. Gear up, 75%. I'm gonna throw in something a little bit different this time towards the end of this one. Get that 90 cadence. Settle in, 3 minutes. Bag of carrots on your head. Good job, Laddie. That's pretty good. If everyone can see Laddie, that is one steady head in Tofino. 30 seconds, guys. Come on, commitment to this. Second time up. "90 cadence, comfortable for most of us. There's a good Muse song on there, Uprising. Should be fitting in with this right now. Sorry if my breathing sounds heavy. I am a bit of a heavy breather. Kind of use it for comfort almost. Helps me count. Some people can barely look like anything changes when they're going hard, right until the second that they kind of blow up. Halfway. Awesome job. Pick it off, little pieces. Come on, strong through the feet. Let those ankles move. Come on, Veronica. Stay with me. Awesome job, come on. Think you can, think you can. This is patience here. One more minute. This time, you're at your 75%, you're at 90 cadence. Second time up, we're gonna take a little surge into this switchback. Everyone ready? 5 RPM from wherever you are. For 30 seconds, up, up, come on. Little blip. Look where you want to be. Switch back ahead. 10. Come on, guys. 3, 2, back it off, 50%. A little bit harder to recover from after that increase. Point in learning to do that. Sometimes there's a tendency to see that goal right ahead of you and back off too early. That was an attempt to go with a bit of an effort. Push into it. All right, recover, recover. Less than 90 seconds. We're turning off this switchback and we're back out of that village with a steep pitch, 80 cadence, 85%, or turning out of the first switchback on a lower grade like Cypress into a 6-ish%, going in a minute. Take the time to drink. Again, top to bottom. Chrissy might say at this point, smile. Makes it feel easier. Have to remind myself of that. Usually if you see me smiling, it's a grimace when I'm out for real. Okay, 30 seconds. Start bringing the cadence down. 8-0, going into a steeper pitch. Bring some gear in as soon as you can. This is a crisp climbing cadence. 15 seconds, 2 minutes. Try that swingity or sneaker song if you're on my playlist. It's probably just rolling into that anyway. More gear, 85% in 3, 2, and 1. Come on. Stayed with the group to get here. Now this is a big total of 4 minutes to the top. Come on. Strong through the feet. Come on, guys, nice commitment. I don't mind if you want to stand a few pedal strokes, whatever suits you. Don't blow yourself up. Just getting on top of that cadence. Come on, guys, 30 seconds done, 45 seconds almost. Come on, guys. Head up, eyes up, where you want to go. Light hands, 1 minute to go. 3 minutes to the top total. Bite-sized pieces though. Right here. Keep that cadence. Tell the bike who's boss. 30 seconds. You can see that sweet switchback up ahead. You're going to be grabbing it for a minute. Group surging a little bit. Come on. Couple RPM. Up, up. Just over 10 seconds. You don't want to lose them, so you have to catch them when you're trying to recover. 3, 2, switch back. Come on, get it quickly. 50%. You've seen many times, lots of rides, really just what it all comes down to in the end. Rode all the way up this pitch twice. But this last minute coming up is going to be for your beer bet, coffee bet, age group jersey. 30 seconds. Good hard minute at the end here, okay? Push it up as close to your 8.5 to 9 out of 10 at the end. This is the top of the climb. 15 seconds, bring the cadence down. 80. Don't drop it below that. You need that momentum. Gear in. Come on, last pitch. 80 cadence. 85 and a bit. Up, up, up. Come on, 60 seconds. Stay with me now. Come on, everybody. Oh, that's awesome. There's some good efforts there. Come on, Sherry. Come on, Sandra. Veronica. Everybody stay on it. Lottie's head still isn't moving, even though she's going so hard. Come on. Stay with me 30 seconds. Last little bit. Right for the crest now. Oh, that down person with the same age group number on them. Getting a little bit ahead of you. Come on. Push, 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 push. Own the bike. Last 10 seconds. Push, 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 push. 3, 2, and let it go. Oh, nicely done. Sit up. Easy gear. Soft pedal. Okay, turning the pedals. Let's go for a 2 out of 10 right now. I've talked about this a lot over the years, but one of the distinct differences, having competed and trained at, I guess what's the highest level, eventually I did, and you really learn about having that dichotomy in training. You really learn about having an ability to go hard and go easy. And some people I know, especially when they're riding trainers in the gym or whatever, have a tendency to just be wanting to click away as many calories or kilojoules as they can, average. But there's a lot of systems we use in biking and in other sports as well. There's a lot of the same systems that are utilized in other sports. So remember that base endurance, having the ability to ride very comfortably and efficiently for a long time, and then building on that to be able to do a pretty steady, hard time trial kind of effort, which comes in that 7 and 8 out of 10, and for elite, even a little bit higher. And then, because usually they're long enough that you're not going 100%, just saying, it's 100% for the amount of time. It's all your matches. That's where the book of matches gets smaller and larger, depending on what you're doing, right? If you want to think about it that way. If you have a 50K time trial, you're hoping that your book of matches lasts an hour. And on a good day, it might be a number that's actually, or an effort that feels harder than your hour power. if you're really having a spectacular day. I've had a few of those in my life. It's funny how few there are. Little tantalizing things that make you want it again. But they do come, for sure, for everybody at every level. Just consistency is the key. Okay, everybody's legs feeling a little bit better. We're going to do something I was saying earlier on, that one of the things I think we all really, really miss, and this is an awesome format, being able to see you, being able to have a little chat. But group riding, you know, we all like it, whether we're on our mountain bikes, gravel bikes, road bikes, whatever. The club rides have all been put on the shelf. Wow Ride women's group, I know, are waiting until the group ban, of course, is lifted. We are for TaG. You know, everybody is playing by the rules here, which is great, but we miss it, right? And one of the things we just did last night, and I want to do now, is a little bit of a simulation of a group ride. First thing I'm going to have you do is pick a color, red, blue, or green. And can someone pick red? Because last night we had no one except me. I was riding on my own. Okay, red, blue, or green. We're all going to ride at a tempo of 60%, or 6 out of 10, at your choice of cadence. And we're going to do little sign sprint efforts, a little bit longer than sign sprints, 15 to 30 seconds. I'm going to call them. So everybody's at a tempo. Start finding it right now. Start finding your preferred cadence. I'm at 94 right now if you're looking at my legs. I'll probably end up bringing that up a little bit. And 60%, your 60% number, or 6 out of 10. So probably now you've recovered, you can actually put words together, ask for someone to put that coffee pot on for you, or whatever it is, right? I know your girls are all waiting there, ready to make you a cafe after this. We're gonna ride at that tempo, and I'm gonna call red, blue, green, combinations, different times. It's a little bit of an exercise in paying attention, in feeling like you're actually in a group environment, and just plain being a good sport and playing along. So pick a color, red, blue, or green in your head. I can tell actually eventually what you guys have picked. That's how I knew I was the only red last night. And we're gonna just get into this rhythm, starting out at our tempo, 6 out of 10. I'm not gonna call any change for the first little bit. Get into it, find your gear, have a little drink. I think anything on the playlist after Havana, I put a couple of little gentle ones in there, and then you get into some, has a little bit of oomph behind it. Just make sure you can hear me say red, blue, or green if you're on your music. I'm not gonna call anything for another minute, so you're just riding here. And the only other instruction, you're gonna go for 10 minutes, and I'm gonna give you occasional countdowns. So this is like the end of a ride, sign sprints, activation, 60%. The accelerations, I want you to go between 75 and 80, or 7 and 8 out of 10. All right, their gear. We all good? You can hear me? You know what we're doing? Awesome. Starting the 10 minutes. I have my first cue coming up here. Anyone with a blue jersey on? In 2, 1, up, up. Come on, blue. I'll say go. I'll say you're back to tempo. This one's early. It's a little longer one. Come on. All right, blue, back to tempo. Green, up, up. Come on. Come on, guys. 75 to 85. 7 or 8 out of 10. Green tempo. Could be most of you on the screen. Come on, guys. This is a surge. All my red and blue. Okay, that attack's falling apart. Come on, green. Up, counter. Red and blue tempo. Green. Come on, if you're with me. Red's making a little bit of a pitch. Blue and green, we're just trying to roll back up to them. 2 minutes out of 10. All right, we're rolling back up. Blue and green, up. Come on, that's a lot of us. 7 out of 10. Bit more if you can. Nicely done. Everyone back to tempo. Everyone back to tempo. Group together. Recover. Recover. All right, guys, listening, watching, paying attention. 3 minutes done. And green. Up. Come on. Come on, green. No changing your jersey halfway. Committed to this. Tempo, blue, attack. Come on, team blue. If you have a blue jersey, you're on right now. Trying to ride away from the group. Come on, guys. When you're back to tempo, back to group speed. Don't give it up. All right, guys. Blue, up, stay on the front. All right, everybody's regrouped. Everybody's regrouped. Red and green. Up, come on, red and green. Power forward. Red and green looking at each other. And like I said, just around halfway. Everybody, good rhythm now. And red, off the front again. Blue and green at tempo. Come on, I want to see my reds. Push, 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 push. Awesome job. Come on, stay there. Stay there. Come on, red. Blue and green. Having a look. We can see them coming up. Sorry, I'm green. I'm coming up. And it's a launch pad for green. Up, up. Come on, green jerseys. Red and blue. You're doing your purple thing in the back. Come on, green. Come on. We're trying to just soften up everyone's legs. Another sign. Have lots of signs in those towns in France. And green, tempo. Blue, take your turn. Come on. Blue team. Awesome job. Come on. Come on, blue. Awesome. I see Sandy there. Pinning the pace. And blue. Tempo. Red. Off the front. Come on, red. Blue and green. We're watching them. We're going to decide how far they get down the road after that sign sprint. And we're rolling up to them. Everybody, make a little bit of a push. Bringing them in. 75%. Just about got them. To go. Everybody, tempo. There's a little bit of respite. Looking at each other. Coming down to our last 3 minutes. They're going to be shorter and faster. Looking around. We know Sandy's got a lot of oomph there. All right. A surge by blue. Come on. Blue. Driving it up. 3 minutes to go. Come on, blue. Greg Ason's there too. Head up. Come on. All right, we're catching them. Red. Off you go. Come on, attack by red. Shorter and faster now. Blue and green at tempo. 2.5 minutes to go. Green. Up, up. Red and blue. Tempo. Come on, who's with me? Green jerseys on the front. Green, tempo. Red, off the front. Come on. This is for the finish now, last 2 minutes. Come on, blue and green. We're bringing them back in. Blue, off the front. Red and green, tempo. Come on, blue. This is a big move now. 90 seconds to go. Reeling them in. Red. Up, up. Come on, red. Blue and green. Holding tempo. Remember, you don't hold tempo. It will be over. All right, green. Up, up. Coming up to our last minute. Last minute now, everybody. Green isn't coming back. Red. Come on. Start the chase. Green's on the front. Red's trying to take it up. 45 seconds. body chop. 5, 3, 2, and 1. You're done. Oh. Good, Veronica. Okay, recover from that. A little bit of Karen. As you start to feel your breathing, relax, your heart rate come down. Get yourself some hydration in. Make you feel better. So, super structured intervals are really important to address all our systems and get us used to various components of what we have to do for riding and teach us a lot. Same time, what we miss when we never are doing any actual group stuff is the dynamic of other people, other people's will, other people directing traffic, if you want to call it that. So it's fun to kind of bring in a variable where you're using your mind a little bit and you're not necessarily locked into knowing what's coming next. Because when we ride in groups, that's quite often the case. And certainly as you get into events where you're trying to train for a bigger thing, sometimes unpredictability, right? We want you to ride predictably in terms of safety, but unpredictability in racing usually comes in reward, okay? And that's one of the problems when someone's been racing a long time. They fall into sort of habits that are repetitive, and you don't want to be known as the person that does that, right? That's one super cool thing. Any of you who follow road racing and have over the last decade, there are some interesting stats on this guy, by the way. Peter Sagan is one of the most winningest riders of all time. And what makes him that is the numbers of times he's been on the podium relative to the starts. It's quite interesting. And, you know, of course, right now, arguably Matthew van der Poel, especially because of all his disciplines dominance, is one of those guys. But back to when I was talking about unpredictability, if you watch a lot of Sagan's racing, I mean, you guys know it, right? Green jersey that goes for King of the Mountain points, right? The sprinter that goes in the breakaway for hours. The one legendary time of the yellow jersey and the green jersey battling for the win of a stage. And you don't usually see that because the green jersey, the points guy or girl, is usually the person that has consistent finishes, but they're not necessarily there on a climbing stage. Those kinds of things. So it's really fun to watch. With all this virtual stuff, and this is kind of an interesting little thing, Matthew van der Poel, those of you who don't know who he is, like I said, he would have been the guy that I was talking about a lot at the Olympics this year. Was I there to be doing that? But Matthew van der Poel did a virtual, one of those Zwift events, I think last week, and he was soundly beaten and dropped by, I think he's an older Canadian triathlete, just on pure numbers, pure the watts, right? Now, first of all, I have a hard time believing that anyway, but what it does bring in is all the things about group riding and riding our bikes, other than just the training and the trainer, that we're missing right now, right? You know, those people that are good on the downhills, or really good at cornering, or really good at kind of anticipating the movement of a group. Those kinds of things, right? So it's fun to throw in some games where we're thinking about that a little bit and remembering. It's something that I talk about with my triathletes that I coach a lot. You know, the fact that like Colleen, who we have here today, and Sandra, they both are really, really good bike riders, quite apart from being phenomenal triathletes, but they actually use their gearing properly, use their cadence properly, corner well, do all those things, and that's taken a while to learn. So these are all things we miss right now. I don't quite know how we're gonna work on our cornering when we're on the indoor bike, but maybe I'll come up with something. We'll be doing the this kind of thing. Okay, thanks for joining me. I'm going to sit around and turn the pedals over for a little bit. Maybe you can tell me what you thought of a little bit of a mix up there for the rest of the workout. That's a wrap. And